What's up, you nerds? My name is Fallout, and I found something really interesting. I don't know if this was intentional by Bungie, but probably not. Anyway, I was doing some testing for another video, which I'll probably have out next week, and while tinkering around with super damage resistance, I found out that some 1.0 armor is way better than newer 2.0 armor. Let's wind back the clock for a minute. When Shadowkeep dropped, Bungie hit us with update 2.6.0.1, which clearly states super damage resistance removed from Masterwork armor. And you know what? That makes sense. After all, supers were completely running amok in PvP, and not only did Bungie take down their damage resistance, but they also took away the ability for supers to be even tankier by masterworking your armor. Or did they? While testing damage resistance the other day in a private lobby because I have nothing better to do with my time, I accidentally came across this 1.0 Solstice armor. You know, the armor we grinded our booties off for this summer in the European aerial zone before Armor 2.0 launched. Well, guess what? That armor set did not get the memo about decreasing damage while in your super. At first, I thought, well, it must be all Armor 1.0 that can still do this for some reason. But turns out that's not true. While testing multiple 1.0 armor sets, we came to the conclusion that the most recent set of Solstice armor is the only armor set in the game that you can still masterwork to be even beefier when using your super. You are literally able to tank sniper headshots from aggressive frame snipers, which absolutely should no longer be a thing with the newest game update. Now, before chaos erupts down in the comment section, I would like to preemptively answer a few questions. Question number one, why is this a thing? I don't know. Going back to the beginning of this video, either this is a mistake or Bungie is maybe rewarding certain players for having worked our tails off for this armor. That seems like a really big Gumby level stretch though. It's probably a mistake. Number two, why in the name of God are you sharing this information if you think it might be a mistake? Good question. Well, I'm of the belief that sharing something like this is probably the fastest way to get it 86'd by Bungie. Believe it or not, Bungie has actually been moving surprisingly fast lately with a bunch of their sandbox changes, and I think if this is a mistake, they'll probably fix it pretty quickly. Also, with my new video coming out next week that talks about super damage resistance numbers, I wanted to make sure there was absolutely no confusion that yes, some armor is still tankier. That way, if you ran into someone in PvP who tanked a sniper headshot while in their super, you wouldn't think that I don't know what I'm talking about. My video next week is about sniping supers for clarification. But Fallout, would I really have bumped into someone in PvP wearing a Solstice armor set? I mean, yeah, why not? My fiance loves her armor sets. She happened to be wearing it when I was doing my original testing, which is how we found this out in the first place. I know that most people these days are probably running around with Armor 2.0, but it's not a complete stretch to think that there are a bunch of players out there still with Armor 1.0. Just the other day, I was playing my Hunter in Iron Banner, and I had Armor 1.0 on. Not a complete set, mind you, but some perks that I have on my Hunter's 1.0 armor are pretty good, and I wanted to run in Iron Banner with good armor. Again, I also think that putting a spotlight on this situation is probably a much better solution than not bringing attention to it and having some Guardians be more thick in PvP by accident for God knows how long. I should also mention that, yeah, we tested against old Solstice armor that was also masterworked, and nope, it's only this most recent set. Who knows for what reason? And for those of you out there, by the way, who berate me in Twitch chat for hoarding old weapons and armor, you know who you are. I'd like to say videos like today's are exactly the reason why. You never know when some random piece of gear is going to pop out of nowhere and surprise you with what it brings to the table. So suck on that, naysayers. Gear hoarders for life. Oh, and in case anyone in the comment section says anything along the lines of, it's probably because their resilience is really high. No, that's actually not how resilience works. Resilience is how much health your Guardian has. That's a very different thing from being able to take reduced incoming damage. Believe me, I even shot my fiance with different levels of resilience to show you that it has no effect on reducing incoming damage. It literally just determines how much health you have overall. You could have the lowest resilience possible, and as long as you are wearing a recent Solstice armor set that is completely masterworked, you're going to live through a sniper headshot. So yeah, This may be an intentional hidden armor perk, but the smart money says that this is gonna get patched like really quickly. Let's look on the bright side. When this does get fixed, there should be absolutely no scenario in where a super is far beefier than what it should be, and they should get shredded easier than cabbage. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.